What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be looking at my now completed 5.1 custom Hicapa. You might be wondering, why is the gun completely put together and why aren't we going step by step like the other two parts and installing those parts? Well, to be completely honest with you, I think that'd be pretty redundant because everything that I have put on the gun that I've updated since the last part, if you need to know how to do that part, you can check back on part 1 or 2 and see how I installed those parts or whatever you need. But that being said, if you do have any questions on anything, just leave them down in the comment section below and I will do my best to respond to whatever I can and help you out with your builds if you need it. But let's go over the first thing that's pretty obvious here is the LaCapa V3 frame. This thing is awesome. I really like these cutouts here. They match up with the ones on the side pretty good, almost like they're kind of made together. And the one thing I really like about these frames is that they go together like the standard 5.1 or standard Hicapa frame in general, just the standard Maruti style, where there's the side plate that goes on and off on this side. Reason being why I like this style is because it's a lot less finicky than the advanced frame and the hammer chassis on the advanced frame. Now I have older videos of the advanced frame and how those kind of go together, and they're great. There's really not a huge issue with them. The only problem that I have is that if you want to run an advanced frame, especially the Airsoft Masterpiece ones, I don't know much about the Dr. Black stuff at all. But the Airsoft Masterpiece one, if you're not running all Airsoft Masterpiece stuff, like the hammer, sear, disconnector, blah, 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 they don't really work. At least they don't work that great usually, most of the time. You might be able to get lucky on some builds, but in my experiences with advanced frames, you kind of have to go all Airsoft Masterpiece in the hammer assembly if you want it to work. From what I found, the LaCapa one is just a little more compatible with stuff. We have all LaCapa stuff in here, but I am using a Airsoft Masterpiece hammer and those all work flawlessly. And I gotta say, the fitment on the slide, it was really nice when I put it together for the first time. I didn't need to modify anything. Everything went together very smooth. And the nice thing about these frames is they still have a full-length rail on both sides, except this tiny little gap, if you even count that. But overall, fitment and everything was perfect. I've had to modify very little, if anything, on this gun for it to work. It's kind of just gone together, which has been really nice. The next thing that you can kind of see poking through the frame there is the spring guide rod. That is from Minnesota Airsoft, and that is also in the rainbow color wave there. It's a guide rod. It does what it needs to do. It was smooth, and that's all that matters. From the same brand, Minnesota Airsoft, we have their flat face trigger and their magazine release. Both of these parts are real nice. I really like this flat trigger. I like triggers that stick out a little further. They tend to be a little more comfortable for me, and I feel like I could shoot them a little faster. The only downside with this magazine release is that the paddle for the extension can only go one direction. It can't angle anywhere else. It's not modular. It's here and that's it. So luckily it works out for my hands and my thumb placement, but for other people, if you have smaller hands or bigger hands, it might not work for you. So something to take into account. That being said, I think this is one of the cheapest extended magazine releases you can get for a Hicapa. I think it was only like 20 bucks, something like that. And other than that, it's great. I have no complaints because it fits my hand just fine. Super easy. Next, we have the Cow grip. Now these come blank, but I did go ahead and stipple it. Let's get a focus on that. Here we go. Use the same pattern that I use on everything else that I do. I do it on Glocks, I do it on Hicapas, I do it on kind of whatever. One thing too, if you guys think that you'd be interested in pre-stippled cow grips. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I've been told that I should. Then if there's enough interest in that, then I might end up, getting a bunch of them, and then trying to see if people would buy them. They would be cheaper than any other pre-stippled Hicapa grip, because I'm not really in for it for the money. I kind of just want to do it for fun, and I think it'd be kind of a neat project, especially right now since I can't work. Since I just had surgery not too long ago, and I can't walk. So I think that'd be kind of fun just to fill up my free time that I have infinite amount of right now. But yeah, comment down below if you'd be interested. The next thing, pretty sure the last thing is the rear sight. Now this is the cow rear sight, CNC'd aluminum, and this is also the cow rear plate for fiber optics. This, if you just want to get this plate, this will go onto your factory Marui 5.1 rear sight. So this is kind of a redundancy, but I wanted to get pretty much 100% aftermarket on this build. So I have the cow plate, or the cow base sight, and it also has these two grub screws that keep everything nice and tight and firm, so this doesn't shake around or move when you're playing. And overall sight picture with the front sight is awesome. Absolutely no complaints there. I think that's everything now. So everything is kind of just, there's a lot of parts going into this thing. A lot of it's LaCapa. There's also a decent amount of Airsoft Masterpiece, and there's also random 9-ball AIP, now this Minnesota Airsoft brand that I found. I found, they've been a thing. I just didn't know they were a thing until recently. But yeah, I think the only thing I really want to do is get the correct thread adapter. I got this one because I thought it would match with the silver guide rod plug and the slide release and the hammer, but I think it just kind of sticks out kind of weird. So I'm going to order a cow one. The only reason I got this one is because the LaCapa one was out of stock in rainbow, so I got this. But I forgot cow made a rainbow one, so I'm going to get that one instead, so that it's a little more matchy. But let's put this guy on the chrono, and I'll show you guys how it's shooting. Okay, we'll be chronoing with some EMG 0.28 gram BBs, just because I have a surplus amount of them and I want to use them up because they're biodegradable and I kind of hate them. Well, they're fine. I just don't like bio BBs too much. But let's zoom in on the chrono here and turn it on. That'd probably be helpful. And first shot, I suck. 286, 1.07 joules. 279, 282, 278, 272, 269, 281, 271, 282, 284, 282, 281, and that's it. Okay, so those are our chrono results, around a little over a joule, using 0.28 gram BBs. From what I've been told, this hop-up setup specifically can hop really heavy BBs. So I'll probably be running 3.2s, or if I really feel like it, 3.6s through it. This gun will probably never see the light of a holster. This is like a main kind of gun if I'm just rocking a pistol loadout. I have other Hicapas for sidearm purposes, like just a more stock Hicapa. I actually just got this. I got this for a stupid deal, but not important. But yeah, let me show you guys this thing dry firing real quick. Make sure it's empty. No BBs in the magazine. And super snappy, not a lot of recoil, and this gun is stupid light. It basically weighs nothing, which is kind of my favorite part about it. It's maybe a pound. It's fantastic. But I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Next video is going to be a fun one. It's actually going to be doing I'm going to be doing an AEG build because I'm converting one of my guns into a Polar Star, so I'm moving a bunch of AEG internals into another gun. So if you're interested in seeing what that build's going to be like, go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, and like the video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.